It's finally here, real financial relief for many older South Africans. If you're over 60 and relying on your SASSA pension to get by, then this is the update you've been waiting for. A brand new R3000 SASSA grant is being introduced this July, and the official payment dates have just been released. Now, before you scroll or click away thinking this is just another recycled headline or fake news post, this is the real deal. We're going to break down exactly what this new grant means, who qualifies, when you get paid, and how this change fits into the bigger picture of what government is planning for senior citizens in South Africa. Here's the bottom line: over the past few years, pensioners have been hit hard. Rising food prices, costly electricity, transport hikes, but pensions haven't kept up. Many seniors are left choosing between groceries and electricity, between medication and rent. That's not just unfair, it's unsustainable. That's why this R3000 grant announcement matters. It's not just a number, it's a sign that government is finally responding to the mounting pressure from advocacy groups, social justice organizations, and public voices who have been calling for better support for older citizens. This isn't replacing your existing pension, it's an additional targeted payment aimed at a specific group of seniors, especially those in vulnerable communities. And yes, there are eligibility rules and steps you'll need to take to make sure you receive it. We'll guide you through those in detail. Also, the payment dates are now confirmed, so no more guessing or checking SASSA queues every week. We'll tell you exactly when to expect your money, and how to make sure your banking details are up to date. If you or someone you love is over 60, on a fixed income, and needs real help, stay with us. What you're about to hear could change the way you plan the next few months, and possibly ease some of that daily financial stress. Let's unpack the truth about the R3000 SASSA grant, the dates, the requirements, and what's next for pensioners in South Africa. So, now that we've set the stage, let's walk through this new R3000 SASSA grant for over 60s in South Africa, how it works, who qualifies, when you get paid, and what this could mean for your finances in the coming months. I promise, we'll keep this real, simple, and full of immediate value so that by the end, you'll not only understand how it works, but also know exactly what to do next. First off, just to clarify, this R3000 payment is on top of your usual SASSA old age grant. It doesn't replace anything, it's a supplemental payment, a once-off boost coming in July. Think of it as a little lifeline, designed to help ease the pinch of costs you've been feeling, from groceries and electricity to medical bills and transportation. It's not a permanent raise, but it's a clear signal that the government is paying attention to what pensioners have been going through. Now, you might be asking yourself, okay, but who actually gets this money? That's the critical question, and the answer matters. The good news is, eligibility is broad, but it still targets the people who need it most. To qualify, you need to be 60 or older by the start of July, already registered for and receiving a SASSA old age grant, and crucially, you must be in good standing with SASSA. This means your details, like your ID number, bank account information, contact details, need to be up to date. It can't be just your pension running smoothly. This additional grant is automated, and the system needs to match you to your current data. That brings us to the importance of checking your information now. If your address changed, your phone number switched, or your bank account had an update, even a small one, now is not the time to wait. Visit your nearest SASSA office, or do it online if you're comfortable. A quick call to the helpline can also do the trick. The last thing you want is to miss out because of outdated details. Let's talk about timing. What's really refreshing is that the government has already released the specific payment dates for July. You won't be hanging around in panic or uncertainty, wondering if or when the money will arrive. Everyone enrolled in the grant program will get their R3000 on the same date, which they can pick up from their regular payment point, whether that's a bank, a retailer like Pick n Pay or Postbank, or directly into their bank account. No drama, no added stress. And if you collect your old age grant at the post office on Tuesdays, chances are that same system applies here for consistency. They're doing this to reduce confusion and stop people from making multiple trips. Just one confirmed payment, one trip. done. Now, let me break down why this grant matters more than many realize. You've probably noticed the cost of living creeping up, everything from mealies and milk to blankets and cooking gas. Quite frankly, your pension alone hasn't kept pace. Many seniors are feeling squeezed. There are families stretching budgets farther than ever, and pensions haven't seen anything close to that rise. So this extra 3,000 isn't just money, it's breathing room. It's the difference between choosing electricity or food. It might mean being able to go to the doctor, or repairing a cooker without putting off meals. For some, it could even help catch up on rent or medical aid. And here's something a lot of people might not realize: by rolling out this grant, the government may also be responding to persistent pressure from NGOs, pensioner groups, and public advocacy campaigns. Over the past year, organizations like Section 27, Age in Action, and the National Older Persons Forum have consistently lobbied for increased support for seniors, highlighting real stories of hardship. Their voices, amplified by media coverage, have pushed ministers and parliamentarians to act. It's a reminder that citizen action works. If enough people speak up, elected officials and policymakers listen. That said, it's also a good time to think about the bigger picture. We've had financial support in the past, like the COVID temporary grants and the Energy Relief Fund. Some fell short or lagged behind, others were withdrawn quickly when not renewed. What sets the SASSA 3000 grant apart is that part of its design is transparency. The government announced it ahead of time, made the payment dates public, and allowed people to prepare. This pre-planning is new, and it shows commitment, at least for the moment. And that matters, because unpredictability can make life for seniors very stressful. But I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that this isn't a permanent solution. Many seniors hope for an ongoing increase in the old age grant, something structural and guaranteed. Advocates continue to push for that, but for now, this is a temporary, targeted payment. So while you should absolutely make the most of this at 3000, it's wise to manage expectations. If you're budgeting, think of it as a special boost, not a baseline change. With that in mind, you might already be planning how to use this money. Some practical suggestions might help. Medical costs are top of mind for most seniors. If you've been skipping doctor visits because they seem too expensive, you could use part of the grant to catch up on checkups, prescriptions, or specialist consultations. That might keep you healthy in the long run and even help you avoid bigger medical bills later. Another idea is home repairs, especially if you have an older house that needs a fix or two. Perhaps you've been living with a broken window, a leaking roof, or a cracked fence. This money could make those small, but important, improvements possible. You could also consider something more social or wellness-based. Maybe there's a local seniors group, luncheon, or activity that brings joy and company that costs a bit to join or attend. This grant might just open that door. Social connection is deeply undervalued, and a little extra income might help you take a class, go on an outing, or even treat a grandchild. Whatever you do, the point is, this money has purpose. It's real, it's yours, and now that the date details are out, you can plan where it fits best into your month. Let's make sure we are clear on what to do now to claim this grant with zero issues. Update your personal details with SASSA, whether that's at your local office, online, or over the phone. Double-check ID numbers, address, contact info, and bank account details. Be aware of the official payment date, make plans for that day, figure out how you'll collect the grant, and whether someone can collect for you if you can't go in person. Watch your bank statement or pickup slip. Keep an eye out for the 3000 so you know it arrived and can start planning your month accordingly. Use it wisely. Think about whether you need to allocate it to essential needs, overdue expenses, or even something that improves your well-being. Stay informed. This grant is new, but there may be follow-up announcements or even eligibility extensions. Keep your ears open and stay engaged. And don't forget, this is a moment to share the news. There may be other seniors in your community who haven't heard about the grant yet or who are waiting for clarity. Whether it's your church group, pensioner association, WhatsApp family chat, or neighborhood, letting people know, particularly those offline, can help them avoid confusion or miss payments. Now, let's talk about some potential challenges, things you should watch out for. First, scammers. Anytime extra money is in play, there are scam artists who target vulnerable people. They might send fake WhatsApp messages, pose as SASSA officials, or call offering to help you collect and then ask for your bank info. Do not share your banking details or OTP with anyone. SASSA won't call asking for your password or PIN. If someone contacts you claiming to be from SASSA, end the call immediately and report it. Second, delays and errors. Yes, the payment date is public, but there may still be glitches. That's why updating your info early is so important, and why you should keep documentation of your Wellbeing. If the payment doesn't arrive as expected, you can follow up with SASSA with evidence you already have. Third, don't assume if you're already receiving an old age grant that you'll automatically get the R3000. Most people will, but there may be edge cases where the system doesn't pick up your eligibility because of mismatched info. Again, check, confirm, and keep your records. Now, to answer a question that's on many minds, could this new grant lead to a permanent increase in pensions? It's hard to say definitively. What I can tell you is that ongoing advocacy is strong, and this move sets a precedent. Additional funding can be approved for seniors. But so far, the government hasn't announced a lasting increase to the base rate of the old age grant, which would require budget adjustments and parliamentary approval. In the meantime, this extra 3000 is meaningful and reportable, but not guaranteed to become a regular fixture. That's it from me, but you're not alone. If you have questions, someone unclear, or want to share how your grant helped you, please drop a comment or get in touch. We read your stories, and we're here to help. Share this video with any seniors you know so they don't miss out, and to everyone watching, let's keep pushing for meaningful support for our elders. Thank you for staying with me through the script. Here's to clear information, real relief, and better days ahead for all of us. Let's stay connected, and until next time, take care, keep strong, and enjoy that well-deserved money coming your way.